Flood watch has been issued for the Bow River near Lake Louise, and flooding is already being reported downstream, even in Calgary. Plus, another sexual assault in Fish Creek Park.
Very, very concerning, and it is a priority, so we're early into the investigation.
Police are asking for the public's help to find a suspect. And a daring stunt on an Alberta river. What the man behind the bold feat has to say.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The province has issued a flood watch for the Bow River near Lake Louise. Further downstream from the Banff townsite to Ghost River, a high stream flow advisory is in place. Already low-lying trails, as you can see in picnic areas, have been impacted. Water levels are expected to rise an additional 30 centimeters into tomorrow as the warm weather continues. And on top of this, Calgary is forecast to get over 50 millimeters of rain this weekend. The city expects increased flows on the Bow and Elbow, resulting in some pathway closures. To prepare, officials are letting out water from the Glenmore Reservoir. Downstream water levels have increased a half meter in the last 24 hours, and flow rates have quadrupled. Obviously, a big story for us right now is the weather and what is going on. So I'm hoping you can break this down for us, because you were saying there's multiple things that are kind of leading to us being on flood watch.
Yeah. So localized flooding is certainly a possibility this weekend, and it's because, one, well, we already showed you the snow melts issue. The other couple of things is that we have a slow-moving system that will deliver a lot of rainfall for the weekend. Plus, there will be embedded thunderstorms in that, which will enhance the amount of rain that falls in some localized areas, which is why models are suggesting anywhere to 50 to 90 millimeters of rainfall possible in many communities in southern Alberta. I'm going to break that down a little further later in the show, but for now, just to focus on the next 24 hours, tomorrow kicking off the day at 20 degrees, a high of 28 expected, and a mix of sun and cloud. All right, don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tomorrow, and you are in to win this cool BMW Roadster VIP prize or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
Calgary police are investigating 3 sexual assaults that have taken place near the Bow River pathway system, and police are asking for the public's help. Kevin Fleming reports.
On a warm day, the pathways around Sue Higgins Bridge in Fish Creek Provincial Park have a steady stream of people out enjoying a walk, ride, or run. But on Saturday afternoon, police say a female jogger was sexually assaulted here, and officers say it could be related to 2 other sexual assaults on women that also took place in the park within 20 minutes of each other on April 20th.
Very, very concerning, and it is a priority, so we're early into the investigation. Can't say for sure that they're linked, but there's obviously some information out there with respect to geography in the area that occurred, but we're working through it. We've got people on it full time. It is a priority. It is a big concern. That's why we've done the media release, and we're moving forward with intelligence and evidence as we speak here now.
Shannon Wells regularly walks her dog Bo near Mallard Point, where the 2 previous attacks occurred. Her friends aren't thrilled she's still out for a walk alone on a Thursday morning.
As a person that walks my dog every day, friends have said you shouldn't be walking your dog in the parks by yourself, and I think my dog would protect me, but...
Wells says she is constantly aware of her surroundings while out for a walk here.
No headphones ever. And there are still times where things do sneak up on you, bikes, etc. And if you are on a bike, I would urge you to please use a bell, because those of us that are walking dogs don't always hear you.
Police describe the suspect they're looking for as being in his late teens to early 20s at approximately 6 feet tall. He has light skin and short, shaggy blonde hair. At the time of the Saturday incident, he was wearing a black hoodie with a colorful graphic on the side and blue jeans. Kirsten Fleming heads Run Calgary and is disturbed by these daytime sexual assaults in popular jogging areas along the Bow River.
I'm a runner and a community organizer, and running is supposed to be freeing, not frightening. So it's important for us to speak up about this issue because it's really a community issue, and it's about access and barriers to entry and making sure that everybody has the right to a safe place to run, walk, and play.
Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
Well, if you have any information about a suspect, call police or submit an anonymous tip to Crime Stoppers. Well, the Alberta government is pitching in millions to help provincial police agencies tackle extortion, gang activity, and organized crime. It comes as extortion cases continue to be a plague, targeting those in the South Asian community in particular. Here's Tyson Fedor.
A cash injection to tackle organized crime.
Families, businesses, communities, they deserve to live without the fear of extortion, intimidation, and violence.
Calgary Police, Edmonton Police, RCMP, and Alert will all split $8 million that will disrupt criminal operations and enterprises.
It will support specialized tools, intelligence systems, and digital forensic capabilities that strengthen our ability to conduct intelligence-led investigations, track offenders.
Extortion crimes throughout the province have often led to criminals shooting homes, vehicles, and businesses.
Organized crime has no place in Alberta. It has no place in Canada.
We are not going to tolerate this sort of criminal behavior that is occurring here in Alberta.
Of the $8 million, Calgary Police will receive $2.2 million. In our city, police are actively investigating 28 extortion cases. To date, 11 people have been charged in Calgary.
There is no place for extortion or violent crime in our communities. We will pursue those responsible relentlessly.
In the beginning, people were living in a fear. They reached out to us. We tried our best to calm them down.
Those in the city's South Asian community say the active police investigation related to extortion have eased the minds of many of the victims.
I think communities are happy, and as an organization, we will keep encouraging them to stand up.
Alberta RCMP says it's investigating 45 cases of extortion. Last year, Mounties say nearly 500 shootings occurred across the province, with 1/3 resulting in serious injury or death. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary Police and RCMP are asking anyone who believes they have been targeted or know someone that's been a victim of extortion to contact the authorities. Well, a man hit by a C train last week has died from his injuries. Police say the man in his 60s walked into the path of an oncoming train on 7th Ave and Center Street. They say the C train had the green light through the intersection. Police don't think impairment was a factor. And an Edmonton couple is looking for answers from Alberta Health Services. They said that their son died in the emergency room at the Royal Alexandra Hospital earlier this month, and they still haven't been able to get information about just how it happened. Connor Hogg reports.
This poor kid, he had a tough life.
Alan and Penny Smith say they're living with the constant reminder of the death of Alan's 33-year-old son, Travis. The Smiths say Travis was diagnosed with schizophrenia when he was 16. He received AISH and lived in an apartment until he was evicted 3 years ago. From then on, Travis lived on the streets.
Around West Edmonton Mall, because he used to hang around. Every time I was over there, I was looking over my shoulder, trying to...
because his disease took over, sometimes he was unapproachable.
Almost 3 years to the day Travis was evicted, the Smiths got a phone call from Travis's mom. She told them police said Travis had died from a drug overdose at the Royal Alexandra Hospital. The Smiths say they later found out it happened while he was waiting for care in the emergency room.
We loved the child, we loved the man. We just didn't have the opportunity to guide him through life. He fell through the system.
About a week later, the Smiths started hearing media reports about an unnamed man dying in the Royal Alex's ER. They decided it was time to share his story.
He deserves to have some dignity and a name put to him. They are not telling us that was Travis. We have called this patient relations. We've gone to the hospital. We've tried numerous times. They've called us back, and they will say this is private information for the patient and the family. Well, the patient is dead, and we're the family.
We asked the Minister of Hospital and Surgical Health Services why the family is being left in the dark. A spokesperson says questions regarding protocol around what can and cannot be released should be directed to AHS. AHS told us it's looking into it. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Residents in Quarry Park say that they're dealing with garbage and dust blowing onto their neighborhood from a nearby recycling plant. According to the neighborhood's Landowners Association, the development permit for eco-recycling requires no material to be accepted at the company's landfill as of the end of 2024. However, residents say the company has continued to bring in garbage, stacking it onto an adjacent parking lot. Now, the city is seeking a court injunction, but the garbage continues to build.
It's a major concern for the communities of Douglasdale and the communities of Riverbend. And as you can see, it's a continued operation here, and we do not know what is happening other than it can't be good.
Residents are also concerned about uncovered wood chips that could drift towards two daycares that are across the street. CTV News has reached out to Eco Recycling for comment. Well, a new Olympic Plaza is one step closer to completion as workers begin construction on the plaza itself today. A sod turning kicked off the new phase, which has already seen a lot of prep work. Up until now, the work has focused on building the new Workland Theatre Centre on the west end of the site, but that building will house a 1,000-seat theatre and a 200-seat studio. A new plaza design will be flat, accessible space that can hold up to 5,000 people. It will also have a water feature, skating in the winter, and a new pavilion with public restrooms. The city says if more than just for the arts.
The arts is how we convene different neighbors from different walks of life to be able to come together for common cause and pull in the same direction. The arts is how we compete for labor and attract that labor and keep that labor. The arts is how we fund the needed services for a city. That brings in taxes, it brings in revenue. So the arts is essential infrastructure.
Now, it is expected, that the project will be completed in 2028. Well, the debate over Canada's energy export infrastructure continues. The hot topics discussed at today's Calgary Energy Roundtable. Next.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
It's been a roller coaster few months for Alberta's oil and gas sector, which means it was a busy day at the annual Energy Roundtable. Some of the biggest industry leaders gathered to discuss pipelines, international news, up and down prices, and how federal relations could impact it all. Tim Brooke explains.
It's only been 2 weeks since the Alberta-Ottawa Memorandum of Understanding was finalized. So as you can imagine, it was discussion topic number one at the Energy Roundtable.
There's probably a certain amount of certainty that has to be achieved before, proponents will step in. But I think once that certainty is there, they're going to step in.
The feasibility of a new pipeline is still somewhat unknown. Most potential proponents are currently focused on other projects, and costs look to be ballooning already.
With the current regulatory environment, building a pipeline to the West Coast, to keep it very simple, is probably twice the cost of just going south.
Shipping and emissions reduction initiatives will be pricey, and companies will eventually need to boost production to fill the new line. One oil tycoon tells us some market therapy is needed.
If you put your house on the market and you say, I want $1 million on it, you're going to get feedback. Maybe it's worth $1 million, maybe it's worth $1.2 million, maybe it's worth $800,000. The investors are going to get the feedback.
That's exactly what the Prime Minister was seeking out Thursday in New York.
Canada has much of what the world needs and wants from energy. That is what an energy superpower looks like when it decides to really act as one.
Mark Carney told American investors Canada is ready to step up. The opposition says he'll need to do more than just talk before confidence returns.
We need a lot more by way of a plan and some concrete steps that are going to be taken to allow private industry to step forward.
The province's pipeline proposal is due next month. Tim Brooke, CTV News, Calgary.
Also announced at the roundtable, energy company Southbow says that it will not go ahead with a partial revival of the Keystone XL pipeline until there's more guaranteed permit stability south of the border. And speaking of energy, if you filled up your gas tank this week, you've likely noticed a price drop at the pumps. Gas Buddy says that it's now at about 11 cents cheaper per liter in our city. The drop this week is attributed to an increase in talks between the U.S. and Iran as they try to work towards a deal. Those conversations alone are reducing the risk of disruption, but the head of the petroleum analysts at Gas Buddy warns that the situation is still volatile and gas prices may not stay that low for long. Women escaping domestic violence in rural parts of our province may soon have a tougher time accessing help. Provincial funding cuts have left more than a dozen shelters debating losing staff or programs. Amanda Anderson reports.
We don't want deaths, and that will happen because there's not enough services.
The women's shelter in Rocky Mountain House helped more than 200 women and children fleeing domestic violence last year, but its director says it had to turn away more than double that number because of capacity.
Being a 21-bed shelter and not having affordable housing, low-income housing in our community, we always have to look outside the community. And so that means our shelter gets kind of bottlenecked.
Easton worries about the future now that the UCP government is cutting 5% of its funding.
Are we going to close programs, or am I going to terminate staff? And if I terminate staff, then we're closing programs. So I'm not sure what this is going to look like.
The province says extensive engagement was done to update its funding approach, one it says considers geography, community needs, and operating costs. The head of the Alberta Council of Women's Shelters says she was involved in those discussions, but says there was never any mention of cuts.
It doesn't seem like a big number, but when you're already struggling, when you're already in a deficit, it's a huge number. And 5% could be anywhere from, say, $30,000 to $150,000. So that's going to look different from every shelter.
Last week, the province did announce more money for many shelters, but the ACWS says it didn't realize it was at the expense of more than a dozen rural ones.
We want to be grateful that those the shelters that are getting the money are getting an increase, but also, why isn't everyone, or why isn't at least the funding staying stable for those that didn't get an increase?
The ACWS has launched an advocacy campaign asking Albertans to reach out to the Children and Family Services Minister to provide those answers.
Our government has not provided us with enough time. We need time to figure out how this is going to work.
They're asking the July 1st date cuts are scheduled to take effect be delayed a year. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Well, the Alberta government has formalized its question on separation for the upcoming fall referendum. It will ask voters to pick one of two options. Quote, Alberta should remain a province of Canada, or, quote, the government of Alberta should commence the legal process required under the Canadian Constitution to hold a binding provincial referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada. The fall vote will not be binding, but the Premier says she will respect the result. All right, well, the weather will likely impact your weekend plans. Danielle Savoni is along next with the details.
Well, the heat story continues for another day. Then after that, the big story will be the amount of rain that we will get on the weekend. So in some cases, it will be too much rain, too fast, and it will lead to some localized flooding. We'll talk more about the rainfall forecast in just a moment. But first, here's a look at highs today. 33 in Medicine Hat, 31 in Brooks and Drumheller, 29 in Lethbridge. More reasonable heat in Calgary. We got to a high of 26 for today. All right, this is why we do have a heat warning still in place for many communities. Hot days, warm nights. Foremost, Manyberry's, Medicine Hat over through Brooks, Claresholm, up to Okotoks, Bragg Creek. Calgary not included in this because we're not as excessive as all these other areas. And Drumheller off to the east. We did have some activity out there today, especially in the far south and especially right along the Saskatchewan border. And there is the potential in the far south of getting any sort of thunderstorm activity up until about 1:30 in the morning, and then things clear out. So let's look at tomorrow here. And tomorrow is pretty quiet for much of the day, a little on the breezy side, and east of the QE2. Early in the morning, there will be some shower activity. Even a non-severe thunderstorm is possible with this. Very small chance of seeing any of that in Calgary. So we have a lot of sunshine for the day, and then the thunderstorm activity arrives once again in the far south later in the day tomorrow, supper hours and throughout the evening hours. Now as we head into Saturday, this is when that next system starts to kick in, and this is one that's a slow mover and it's packed with moisture. So we'll start off with some showers throughout the day on Saturday. Some localized spots could be a little on the heavy side, but it's Saturday night in through Sunday that this really intensifies and will be consistent heavy rainfall for much of southern Alberta. So when we talk about amounts possible, please keep in mind this is a couple days out. I will continue to keep you posted, but we're looking at this point of about 50 plus millimeters of rain in and around the city of Calgary. This is timeline on this is Saturday night through Monday. To the west of the city and through Kananaskis, 60 to 70 millimeters of rain is possible with this, and then over 90 millimeters is possible in the southwest corner of the province. That looks to be the bullseye area for this system. All right, so fast forward to the 5-day forecast, and again, it's a nice day tomorrow. It's still hot, 28 degrees. We'll break the heat on the weekend, 17 for Saturday, 10 for Sunday and Monday. Here's an idea of the rainfall you can expect, and this is why I would recommend that you walk around your house now while the weather is nice and make sure all the drains are clear around your house. Eaves troughs are good to go for this amount of rain. 10 millimeters possible on Saturday, 30 plus millimeters on Sunday, and then another 10 plus millimeters is possible on Monday. Don't miss the Home Lottery Mountain Edition VIP deadline. Buy your tickets before midnight tomorrow and you are in to win the BMW Roadster VIP prize or take $100,000 cash. Buy now at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
A daring stunt all caught on camera. After the break, we'll hear from the man behind the world record attempt. Welcome back. A video captured Monday shows a man dropping nearly 30 feet off the Lundbreck Falls in a jet boat. The stunt was part of a world record attempt. Onlookers watched as Dusty Friesen and his boat named Dent dropped to the bottom of the falls, which are near Pincher Creek. The 29-foot drop was meant to break the record for a jump off the highest natural flowing waterfall in a jet boat. RCMP and conservation officers are investigating the jump. Friesen says he doesn't believe he broke any laws.
I've been looking at him for almost a year, so I've looked a few times, and I've looked on the provincial the Parks Alberta Parks website, searched Lundbreck Falls, any restrictions for the Crow's Nest River, any of that, and I could not find anything that says it's prohibited to launch or to run the falls.
Well, according to his social media, Friesen plans to continue with similar jumps. His goal is to be able to monetize attempts like these to benefit conservation efforts. Well, some great news on the CFL front. The league announced today that they have an agreement with 3 major partners for the media rights for beginning in 2027. Bell Media will continue its long-standing partnership with the CFL, and they will be joined by global sports entertainment company DAZN, and YouTube, the world's largest video platform, has also signed on as a premier platform partner. It's a 6-year deal worth $500 million. All right, that's all we have for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Good night.